Another KvK and another issue where there is going to be a very long maintenance. It's saying it's 3 hours, but we all know that's probably going to be longer. So I figured, might as well go ahead and show you some of the things that I've been recording while I've been away. As some of you might recall, I did go to New York for about 6 days, so that's where I have been. But let's go ahead and show you this right here. Now in this one, I don't really care for troop boosts or anything like that. I got so tired of them shielding as my troops were marching and then just wasting the troop boost that I was just like, okay, whatever, I'm not gonna do any more troop boost. I got the scout in and I figured, let me go ahead and send all infantry, see what he has in front. And it turns out that he was in cavalry phalanx, so literally it completely countered me. But it's okay because I barely lost anything. It's just that since it's the complete counter, I didn't really do as much damage as I would like. But now that we actually got rid of all the cavalry that he pretty much had, now we can go ahead and hit all infantry once again, because now we actually do know what he has. And we know that we don't have to worry too much about the cavalry. So he's at 100 right now, and he drops to 95. Not an amazing hit, but it works. It whittles it down. Now he's down to 450. I know exactly what's left. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and go with all infantry. So here we go. And this one is the one that's absolutely gonna hurt. When you're doing solo attacks, you usually want to rush, and sometimes that can cause some mistakes, but you want to rush because the first few, depending on the troop amount that you're hitting, are probably gonna be losses for you. And around this hit right here is where it's gonna turn to your side, where you're gonna actually be on the winning side. But if the shield before the second or the third hit, then really it's mainly just you that lost. So that's why a lot of people, when soloing, they're trying to rush things, just because if you don't get more than 1 or 2 hits in, you probably are going to be the one coming out with a loss there. So, but in this one, it worked out okay. Once we cleared the infirmaries and the front line, we were able to go ahead and take him down to 84 million. I believe he started at about 103. So that's about, you can say it's about a 20 million drops. There it is. All done. Now this guild right here, they have about 6 allies right now in this kingdom, and we are still daily zeroing 2 or 3 people just because we have so many targets to hit and they don't. Like, we have 3 allied guilds, they have about 7, maybe 8, but you know, there's really only 2 guilds that can actually do much as far as the forts and rallies. The other ones are just kind of fodder. So we've just been feasting on these guilds. But at the end of the day, it is a numbers game, and it is a really bad numbers game for us, because we're pretty much, it's like 3 versus 7. But interesting story. Now this guild right here that we're rallying, which is KM, they initially, when they came to this kingdom, they came and they were allies with us. So they actually were our allies. Now what ended up happening? Fort Wars was going on, and it was going on around China's prime time, and that's about 12 to like 6, 7 in the morning Eastern time for us. So it was prime time China. Now when this Fort Wars was going on, it was over 6 hours, which I recorded, by the way. I just have not edited because, first of all, I was in New York, and it is 6 hours that I would have to edit, so that does take a little bit of time, but I will get to that. But to continue this story, when KM came to this kingdom and allied with us, it kind of evened the numbers out, and we actually won the Fort Wars by a lot. Like, they only were able to take 1 fort and we took all the others. After that, apparently they complained because we didn't send them any T4 players to be able to fill their rallies, and because of that, they went ahead and talked to the Chinese guild and switched sides on us. Now here's the interesting part, okay? We were actually getting T4 players from other guilds that support us because we didn't have a lot of people online. Remember, it's 12 and it was around 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning Eastern time, which is the guild's main time. So we were thin already. We really couldn't send anybody over there. Big picture though, we were able to win, but they felt like they were being used. For whatever reason, It was the first Fort Wars, so they switched sides. Didn't tell anybody, didn't talk to me about it, nothing. So I was like, okay, if that's how you're gonna play it, I'm gonna take it personally. So what have I done? I went ahead and sat on their hive. I have literally collected and zeroed 15 of them. No lie, 15 of them in 24 hours. And more than likely, they're going to be migrating out pretty soon. So we are literally like 1 or 2 decent allies away from completely destroying these Chinese guilds, which is about 7 or 8, but most of them, as far as fighting wise, are pretty useless. The numbers are just really bad against us, but that doesn't stop us from having fun. If we can't get the base, if we can't get the forts, that's fine, that's completely fine. As long as we're zeroing people every day, filling rallies, etc., I don't really care. Now, speaking of that, I think right now we can have up to 10 to 15 spots that we can fill for T4 players. So if you are looking for a guild, if you're looking for some fun, check us out. If you have a little group, even better. Now, we don't just want T4 players. We want T4 players that A, know how to protect themselves, B, are going to be active, and C, they're going to be joining rallies, because that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're looking for. And if you fit into that category, absolutely hit me up in the game and we can see about getting you in the guild. Now check this out, 2.5 million dead on the first hit. And why is that? Because this person, for whatever reason, had a ton of T1, and I keep telling you guys, do not have a ton of T1 if you don't have a decent size army to back it up, and always try to keep your T1 on the back line. But it is what it is. This guy made the mistake. Their leadership made the mistake of switching sides, and now I'm pretty much just bullying them until they migrate out of the kingdom, because let's be honest, that's what they deserve. But like I said, we are going to be looking for some solid 10 or 15 players, give or take, to fill out the guild. Also, with the second guild that we're going to be making, the leadership and all of that is still being decided. So if you're interested in joining that guild, definitely stay tuned, because that is going to be happening pretty soon. But we will go ahead and do that as soon as we get the 10 or 15 players that I really want active to fill out the guild. Because right now, from what I've noticed, we have about 80-85 that are active, but there's also the 10 or 15 that they get on, but they don't really join rallies and blah blah blah. You know those type of players. You know who I'm talking about, and those are the ones we're trying to get rid of, and trying to get some people that are ready to fight, ready to contribute, and know what they're doing. But hopefully I was able to entertain you while we wait for this maintenance to end. Appreciate you guys for watching, and until later, bye.